Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Yesterday we have seen what is the meaning of spiritual practice. We have to go through few stages. Like as long as we think we are the body and living in this world which is real for us, then we have to follow the traffic rules. Whatever are the rules of living in this relative world, I am mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, I have to follow the rules. When we are thus living in this world, what is happening to us? When the attention is focused on this, what is happening to us? So, are we remaining at peace with ourselves when we interact with the world, or we are in pieces when we interact with the world? So, our lifestyle or life expression should be such that we don't take the world as a problem, nor we become a problem for the world. This is in short called as Dharma Shastra, the path of religion. This has nothing to do with God, this has nothing to do with realization, this has nothing to do with anything except you are at peace with yourself. Now, after this is done, then we graduate. Now, how long are we going to be in KG1 or KG2? We can't continue to remain in the lower classes throughout life. So the next steps comes. Then what for we are here? So if we start observing, we are spending all our time and energy and resources for fulfilling our desires. And when we fail to fulfill our desires by the known means, then we find out some different avenues. And then we come across some Mahatmas, some temples, some friends, and then we are slowly initiated. Look here, I had a problem, I went to that temple and did it, and my problem was solved. So, when we are in a difficult situation, we are ready to try anything. See, anything we can do. So, we enter the next area of our life, and that is the mind level. Because external things are okay, property is okay, relations are fine, everything is fine. But the mind is, I don't know what happens, not at peace. Then we are told the next step that now you have to start working on your mind. So, how to work on the mind? Then we start learning slowly that we are the victims of the flow of thoughts that carries us away. Thought is not a problem. The flow is the problem. And therefore, to arrest that tremendous flow of thoughts by which we get carried away, we are told a mala is given in our hand and we are told keep on chanting the Lord's name. Now see what happens. When this is done with understanding, it has got a different impact. When it is done mechanically, it doesn't have the impact. So, thoughts are of two types. One type of thoughts are pertaining to the finite. Other types of thoughts are pertaining to the infinite. So, the finite is this world. So we have one desire, one thought, then that thought breeds the next thought. The second thought breeds the third thought. Like, I had to go for sightseeing. One thought. Second thought. With whom should I go? Third thought. What time should we leave? Fourth thought. Is food available there? Fifth thought. How much time it will take? Sixth thought. One after another thoughts are coming. And we get carried away by the theme of the thoughts. Now, contrary to that, if you have the thought again, but about the infinite. So, what is infinite? To our knowledge is God. So, we keep on chanting the Lord's name. Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Now, after this thought, no thought is born. Again, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. By this technique, we arrest the flow of thoughts. This is something like a speed breaker on a straight road, wherein we end up in the lullaby. So, when the speed breaker comes, we give our. This is the purpose of chanting the Lord's name. By this, the mind becomes slowly quieted. Then only in the quiet mind inquiry can kindle. So, to summarize these thoughts, religious life is lived in such a manner that we are not a problem for others and others are not problem for us. Then the devotional life, what we call upasana, going to the temple, chanting the Lord's name, reading the holy books on a regular basis, is called upasana. That is meant for disciplining the mind so that mind is available to us. And if the mind is disciplined and purified by the Lord's name, then what should happen? Inquiry must kindle in our heart as to what is this world, who am I, who is God, what is spiritual practice, and I have been living in this world with all these notions. Has it really helped me? Now about this I'll tell you my personal experience. We were told initially when I took the first instruction that you have to chant Gayatri Mantra loudly 11 times. So who is the disciple? He who doesn't listen to Guru is a disciple. I was that. So when we are told chant 11 times loudly and take the mala in the hand and chant Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tassavidurvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Only 11 times, okay? Then I am very smart. Why only 11 times? Why not 108 times? Am I less or what? And why should I chant loudly? I don't want to show to the people. I'll do it in my mind. And instructions were not followed, and I started doing myself. Slowly, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs came and different windows started opening. In one window, Om Bhurbu Swaha Tassavidurvarenyam. Second window, I had to wash my clothes. 3 days I had not washed. Fourth window, why don't they keep some washing machine in the ashram? Fifth window, is it that God is available only in the morning? Afternoon his office is off or what? And why do you wake up early in the morning? That is the right time for sleeping. Now see what was happening. At a time, 7, 8 windows opened. Is it not our story? So, if we are doing upasana, it must lead to this station that now neither the world is a problem nor the mind is a problem. In a quiet, undisturbed mind, inquiry naturally kindles as to who am I? What is this world? Where from I have come? What is my destination? See, when this becomes an intense longing, then we come to the Vedanta. Now see, if you take the primary schools throughout the world, number of students are in millions. Then you go to the middle school, number of students is reduced. Then you go to the high school, students are still reduced. Then you go to the undergraduate, number of students is still reduced. Go to the postgraduate, number of students still reduced. Go to the doctorate, very few. Go to the postdoctorate, very few. And only pure research scientists. See, like a pyramid. And therefore, in Vedanta inquiry, you will never get crowds. See, friends. So, we have come to this point that now we have to practice spiritual life. I had given 3 talks in a university, and the talks were on 3 topics: religion, philosophy, and spirituality. And all highly educated audience, the chancellor, the vice chancellor, the deans, the professors, the college students, all highly educated. And the conclusion of all the 3 talks on the last day was, in religion, there is no God. In philosophy, there is no wisdom. Where God and wisdom coexist is spirituality. That was the conclusion. So now we have come to this stage. Now, after we have gone through the spiritual practice, Nirmana Moha Jita Sangha Dosha Adhyatma Nitya Vinivritta Kama Dvandver Vimukta Sukha Dukkha Sandehi Gachanti Amudaha, then we are free from wrong notions. That ultimate reality. Now what is that ultimate reality? न तद्भासयति सूर्यो न शशांको न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. We are told that reality is not the subject matter of sense organs, organs of action and mind. When we talk about the worldly things, we use the sense organs as the means of knowledge. This is a pink color, this is a white garland. How do we know it? Because of the eyes. It is a cool climate. How we know? Because of the skin. So, external world is comprehended through the sense organs. Now the teacher says, your sense organs fail to comprehend the reality. Like, eyes can never know what the mind is like. Because what is the field of the eyes? Colors and forms. What is the mind? Which has neither the color nor the form. So how can the eye see the mind? The nose can have only smells. Mind doesn't have any smell. So how can the nose know the mind? In short, The sense organs are important beyond their limited field. Therefore, sense organs don't help you. Then what will be spiritual practice? Drop them. And when we drop the sense organs, are we zero? No. We are the same. Then organs of action. Organs of action help us to reach a place where we are not. To know ourselves, where do we have to go? Wherever we go, there we are. So, neither the organs of perception, organs of action can help us, nor the mind. So, when this is known, that if you want to see that all your known means of knowledge are important, what will be the spiritual practice? Any experience gathered through these three should be rejected. Now, how to reject it? One example. Sounds are heard by the ears, but we also experience the silence. Silence is not heard by the ears, but we do experience silence. With what we are experiencing silence? Because we have gone beyond the ears. So what is beyond the ears? The mind. So in the mind, we are able to hear both sound and silence. Then who are we? We are the one who is illuminating the sounds as well as the silence. Therefore, I am beyond the sound and silence. Therefore, if there are sounds, I don't get disturbed. If there is silence, I am not elated. This is that. But you will see in most of the places, they create a kind of hypnotic situation. Either they will be telling you, keep quiet, no noise, absolute quiet. And then we get addicted to quietness. Such people, little bit of noise here and there, they get extremely disturbed. But we are supporting both sound and silence, presence and absence. Everything is supported by us. Yad gatva na nivardante tad dhama paramam mama. This is what is called as our essential nature. There are two natures that we all have. One is essential nature, second is acquired nature. Like sugar, if you take, the essential nature of the sugar is sweetness. Acquired nature is, it is a cube, it is a powder, it is crystal, it is a syrup, it can be anything. But essential nature is, it has to be sweet. In the same manner, our essential nature is this, whatever name you give, God, reality, absolute, makes no difference. This is our essential nature. And acquired nature is, if the body is old, I am old. If the body is Indian, I am Indian. If the body is woman, I am a woman. Acquired nature. And this acquired nature overpowers and conceals our essential nature. See, nobody is born with a cigarette in the mouth and a lighter in the hand. How people get it? Acquiring, slowly, slowly. Similarly, reactions, acquired nature. Shouting, acquired natures. Thus, when we are able to recognize these two things, Our essential nature, whether we know or we don't know, whether we accept or we don't accept, we are divine. We are not sinners. Neither are we born nor we die. Only Vedanta can tell us this. It's not you do the karma, if you do bad karma, you will go to hell, you do good karma, you will go to heaven. Where coming and going is, it is a flicker of our mind. Where is the earth? Question is valid. Where is water? Question is valid. Where is fire? Question is valid. Where is air? Question is valid. Where is the space? Invalid question. Where I am not. Like everything comes and goes in the space. Equally so, everything comes and goes in me. Waking comes along with the waker, waking experiences, waking world and goes. I am the same. Then the dream comes with the dream world and the dreamer and the dream experience goes. I am the same. Is it not our experience? And the important thing, whatever may happen in the space, the earth cannot cut it, the water cannot wet it, the fire cannot burn the space, nor the air can dry the space. Is it not our experience? Waking and dream experiences do not add anything to me. Deep sleep and samadhi doesn't take away anything from me, because I am that infinite being. Will space ever bother? What happened to the earth? Will space ever bother? What happened to the water? When the colors and forms go away, will the vision ever bother? Poor red color, I don't know where it's gone. I have not seen for last so many days. No. Tad dhama paramam mama. That is our essential nature. Now, after having come to this point, now the second notion that we all suffer badly is something called as there is a soul, one per body. This is the biggest bluff. Biggest bluff. And it is so solid bluff that everybody takes it to be real. So the teacher tells, Mamai vansho jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manashashtani indriyani prakritisthani karshati shariram yadavapnoti yachapyut kramati shuraha गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढा नानुपश्यन्ति. This story fools cannot understand. Pashyanti jnana chakshusha. Only those whose third eye is open, they only can see that. Now, what is the story? The story is a fraction of me has become the jiva. Now, see, first of all, I'll tell you how the wrong understanding, then we will correct it. Fraction of me has become jiva. So, we are so many fractions of the infinite, so many jivas. It is very easy to understand that, like for every shoe there is a soul, exactly the same way, for every body there is a soul. Easy to understand. So when the body dies away, what happens to soul? Soul goes out of the body in search of another body. Jaun to jaun kahan? Then in some womb, there is a board hanging there. To let. T-O space L-E-T. There the small I, the ego, goes in between the space. It becomes a toilet. And this is how a jiva is born. How beautiful the story is. And then there are not one, but there are 84 lakh. Then you go from this body to that body to that body. See, friends, this is not the meaning. Like, I was many years before, went to Badrinath in a group of people. Now that girl is grown up, she is in London now. She must be now almost 35, 40. That time she was hardly 7 years, 6, 8 years like that. And very, very attached to me. So when we were going by bus, whole day she was sleeping, sitting on me, facing her face to me, putting her neck here, and nicely sleeping. The whole journey I could do nothing but sit quiet. Tired, exhausted. And at night she was fresh. I said, come on, now don't disturb. So she told her, Mommy, tell me some story. No, I don't know story, don't bother me, ask your dad. Dad says, see, look here, Swami is sleeping next to you, he knows all the stories. Then I told her, I said, look here, her name was Ranjani. Ranjani, if you see that side, there is darkness. If you don't sleep, a ghost will come. Okay, if ghost is coming, then I don't need. I will talk to him. Now tell me, to that child who is not afraid of ghost, how can you show him the ghost? Ghost is shown to whom? Those who are afraid. Similarly, if you do the sin, you will go to hell. And if you do merit, you go to heaven. And how long will you remain there? Till your bank balance is there. Then come back. These stories have a different purpose. See, friends. Therefore, Mamai Vamsho Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatanaha. Then, after the Paramatma, the God, Paramatma has become Jivatma. These are the words. When Paramatma has become Jivatma, then what happens with the 5 sense organs and the mind? He goes from one body to another body. Gruhatvaitani Sanyati Vayur Gandhani Vashaya. Like when the air flows over something, over the fish market, it gathers the smell of the fish. If flows over the rose market, it gathers the smell of the rose. In the same manner, the jiva carries all the sense organs and mind together from one body to another body. And utkramantam sitamvapi bhunjanamba gunanvitam. And then from one body to another body, he goes according to the GPS that he has fixed, according to the good and bad things he has done. And this is how one is born again and again. When this story is told, then the teacher says, Vimudha nanupashanti. Fools will not understand this story. Then what is the meaning of the story? Now be attentive. Jiva is a fraction of the Paramatma. And what is Paramatma? The Supreme Reality, infinite. Can you have fractions of the infinite? Infinite cannot have fractions. 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4. When the 1 is finite, then you can divide or multiply by other figure. Can you multiply infinite multiplied by infinite is equal to infinite square? All your calculations fail in the infinite. Exactly the same way, when it is said that the Jivatma, the soul, is a fraction of God, Amsha, a fraction of God, understand what does it mean? See, now take the personal example which I gave number of times. I as a son to my father, I as a husband to my wife, and I as a father to my son. So who is the I, the son, a fraction of me? Who is I, the husband, a fraction of me? Who is I, the father to my son, a fraction of me? Have I become 3 plus 1, 4? Or I continue to be 1? See, friends. And when my father dies, what happens to me, the son? Nothing. I continue to exist. Now, when the father died, where the son has gone? He has gone along with the father. See, friends, in short, the multiplicity, the manyness born out of the conditioning is not real. It is useful, but not real. Like north, east, west, south, all the directions of the space. They are useful, but they are not real. Space is real. Vimudhana anupashyanti. But we are unable to understand this. So, mamayansho jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatana. Then what is this? Now, take another example. Electrical energy expressing through the bulb, that expression of the electrical energy is called as light. If there are 10 bulbs, are there 10 lights? Light is only one. Bulbs are 10. And light is not an individuality. Bulb is individuality. Light is not. Light is only expression. Exactly the same way. Bodies are individual, but the life in the body is common. All of us have got the same experience. Anger, desire, lust, frustration, hunger, thirst, laziness. Everything is common. What is new? So what is called a jiva is not an individuality, but it is jivana, it is life. And when we recognize each other as life, the differences will disappear. But when we recognize each other only at the body level, the differences are prominent. See, friends, it is so important to understand this principle. I, as a son, is my expression through the limitations of my father. When the father dies, expression disappears. Nothing happened to me. I, as a husband, is expression of me through the wife. When wife departs, nothing happens to me. But what happens? These things are taken to be real, and we suffer. This story I told you because you have heard a lot. This happened in Delhi. There used to be one old couple. At that time I was pretty young. So I used to always go to their house because they used to give me good food and all that. One day I got a message that that lady expired, and she must have been 78 or 80 and he was about 82, 85. When I got the message, I told, okay, I'll try to come as early as possible. I am far away. So I went after 15 days to meet him. And after talking to him here and there, then we talk about government, we talk about the climate, we talk about the cleanliness, we talk about the traffic jam. These topics do not create sin or merit. When you say traffic is very bad, how does it matter? who is interested. Always talk on these topics. So I did that. After that was over, then we had nice kachori, samosa, jalebi, tea, coffee, enjoyed. I said, okay, Babaji, Pune se jana hai. और ठीक है. Then he got up and hugged me and told me, you are a real Swami. I said, what happened? You did not make me cry. Because anybody who was coming to see me, he will talk about my wife and her death and talk and make me cry. Unless I cry, they don't stop. But you never made me cry even once. You did not even mention her. Because a Swami is the one who doesn't make others miserable. So you are a real Swami. I said, Baba, that I don't know. But it is not necessary that one has to become miserable when the wife dies. How do I know that you are miserable? You could be happy also. That time he gave me one blow. He said, you are always like that. See, my friends, who goes where? If wife is reality, then she can die. Therefore, the rule is anything which is appearing because of a particular conditioning is an illusion. Like the rainbow appears, but it's not real. Then what is our interaction with the rainbow? We are not bored, oh, it is an illusion. No, we enjoy. But at the same time, we don't desire. Let me take a piece of rainbow to show it to my children. No. So if you look at the world in this vision, enjoy. You are here not to suffer. Enjoy. But don't desire anything from this world. Then you are living as your essential divine nature. But what happens? We enjoy the world and we get entangled in the world by the desires. And the real spiritual practice begins when we are no more carrying the burden of desires on our mind. More the desires, more miserable we are. Lesser the desires, less miserable we are. No desires, happiest we are. Therefore, we are the expression of the divine. We are not the individual. So when one bulb becomes fused, what happens to the light? Nothing happens. Light is in other bulbs. Only that bulb has become fused. You must have done it. Now the bulbs are different. Earlier, the bulb used to have the filament in that. So when we used to study, then suppose the bulb becomes fused. Now you can't go anywhere in a village. So we will take that table lamp and move this way, that way, and somehow try to see that the filament touches the cathode and anode. The moment it touches, oh, again the light has come. Slowly keep it and read. Exactly the same way, when the capacity of the body to express life becomes defunct, death happens. When the body is able to express life, then the body is enlivened. Therefore, you must have read in the stories of many Mahatmas, somebody was dead and he said, no, he's not dead. Come on, get up. He'll take some water and he gets up. What was that? Moving the bulb. Life has come back. See, my friends, problem is our attention is on the finite. I am seeing you many only because I am indifferent to the space. If I focus my attention on the space, you all disappear. Exactly the same way. Till such time we give importance to the finite, we are in this world. Suffer or enjoy. But when our attention is on something higher, these things don't disturb us at all. See? And then we start slowly learning, because now our vision has changed. What is our vision presently? I am finite, I am unfortunate, I am unlucky, the world is very bad. And we take it real and suffer throughout life. But if the vision has changed, then the whole world will be different. Now, what is the meaning of change in the vision? Scriptures are studied only for changing our vision. I am not giving you a mala in your hand. I am not putting my thumb on your forehead. I am not telling you that you will see the light and the light will start coming out of you. I am not telling all that. Simple things. We have to discover ourselves. It's not difficult. So, who are we? This is the question. Who am I? Because my attention is on the colors and forms or the objects, I am far away from myself. Because my attention is only on the sense organs, again I am away from myself. Because I am buried in the emotional onslaught, I am away from myself. Because I am logically corrupted, logically lost, caught up in cause and effect. Why? Because the sky is too high, you are away from yourself. So what is to be achieved? Start giving up one by one. And then you come to a point, you cannot give up yourself. And that is what matters in life. All other things are of minimum consequences. Therefore, when this principle of jiva is told, we have to first accept jiva or a soul is not one per body. Like husband is a common noun. Any man getting married to any woman is called as husband. It's a common thing. Do we have complaints that I have eyes above my nose? No. If the eyes go somewhere here, there is a complaint. Here I am abnormal. This is common. Similarly, every husband is miserable. What is great about it? Then what will happen? You will rise above that. No, I am not only miserable. Even Rama was miserable. Relax. And in this manner, slowly we rise above the individuality. And after that, we start expanding. Like mothers expand with reference to their children. How the mothers expand, not body-wise. When the child is not well, the mother feels the pain. When the child is hungry, the mother feels the pangs. The child doesn't want to drink the milk. Mother will pull him and ask him to suck. He doesn't want. But she knows he is hungry, therefore he is crying. But the same lady is not able to do the same thing to others, because the child is my own extension. Although other than me, yet it is me. Therefore, be attentive. The love between a boy and a girl and the love between the mother and the child is totally different. In case of the love between boy and a girl, they fall in love. Therefore, they get hurt. And that hurting is called as marriage and suffer throughout life. But the mother and the child love, the mother doesn't love the child. Mother has love for the child. So in case of the boy and the girl, love is an action. But the mother and the child, love is an experience. Exactly the same way. When you do something, it is an action. That is do meditation. Anything you do in time, it will end in time. Such people, half an hour meditation, rest of the day frustration. We have to live 24/7 in meditation. See, and what we are told in meditation, sit quiet, don't think. How does it matter for the teacher say don't think? But the mind doesn't stop. Now why sit quiet? Why not move the legs? No, you should sit quiet. But if you start understanding the purpose behind it, then it will start happening 24/7. For example, wherever there is a movement, there is a world. No movement, no world. For example, take this experiment. Breathe in and hold the breath. When we hold the breath, the movement of the air has stopped. Mind stops. So when we are told, sit quiet, means what? Learn. Movement is the world, no movement is Paramatma. Movements happen in earth, water, fire, air. No movement happens to the space. Therefore, when we are told in meditation, sit quiet, this is the purpose. Then second thing we are told, be aware of your breathing. Don't change anything in breathing. Air is coming, air is going. And learn that coming and going of the air does not influence you. It can't be taught. It has to be learned. Now, is it not happening? How many times we breathe in a day, but are we even aware of it? See? Slowly we start learning, and in the process of learning, our vision undergoes a change. And with that vision, when you look at the world, your experiences are different. That is what is called as the third eye. Like we all know, the sky looks blue appears blue, but it is not. So once I know the sky appears blue, but it is not, will I ever spend any time, energy, and efforts for changing the color of the sky? Exactly the same way, when we come to discover the life is like this, but it is not real. Like the sky is blue, but it's not real. Exactly the same way, when you look at this world with this vision, this is what is the third eye, then you will never struggle. You will be one with the millions, but without struggle. Like everybody calls the sky is blue, you will also call the sky is blue, but your understanding is sky is not blue. Therefore, the difference between the wise and the otherwise people is only this. Wise persons also, they say, I am young, I am old, I got pain, I am hungry. The otherwise person also says the same thing, but the meaning is different. See, friends. So this vision has to undergo a complete change. And when this vision undergoes change, you will see your every experience is a support for meditation. Every experience, whatever it may be. Then we start really learning from life. One example I'll tell you how we can learn from every experience of life. Once I was standing in Rishikesh in front of Ganges and enjoying the place. So one person came, Swamiji, what are you seeing? I said, the same thing what you are seeing. No, you see something different. You don't see what we see. I said, okay, what are you seeing? You tell me. I am seeing the Ganges. I said, further? No, nothing Ganges. I said, what I am seeing is not the Ganges, not the water, but the flow of the waters. Now, start learning. If the water is stagnant, not moving, like we went today to those places, the water was stagnant, not moving. In the stagnant waters, there are no whirlpools. Bhaura. Bhaura can happen only in the moving waters. First principle? Yes. Now the second principle. The flowing river has two movements of water. One is a unidirectional movement from Gangotri up to Ganga Sagar, moving in one direction. And wherever there is a whirlpool, there is another movement called a centripetal. So if some animal or a person or a log of wood or something is flowing or getting carried away by the flow of the rivers, it is going in one direction. But in between, if it happens to meet a whirlpool, it will be sucked into that. It will suffocate, become miserable, and then it will be thrown out. Again, it will start flowing in the same direction. Again, it will come across another whirlpool. Again, it will be pulled down. Again, it will be thrown out. Again, it will go on flowing in the same direction. If this picture is clear, now come to yourself. From womb to the tomb, life is flowing in one direction. You cannot stop it. In between, there are whirlpools. Which are those whirlpools? Body identification. Then we are pulled down in body identification. Then I become man, woman, young, old, rich, poor. And thereafter, I become husband, wife, brother, mother, father, sister. And we get suffocated in that body identification. We get tired. Then we are ejected out of that whirlpool meaning we go to sleep. In the deep sleep also, the life continues. When we sleep, our growth of age doesn't stop. Life continues. Again we wake up. Means what? Again will pull has come. Again we get sucked into that. And then enjoy, suffer, I had to do this, I had to do that, and success and failure, friends and enemies. And in that whirlpool, the centripetal force is suffocating us. And again we go to sleep, meaning we are ejected out of that whirlpool problems, and the life continues. Now the body that was a baby, there was identification, we became a baby. Then that baby body has gone, one wheelful has gone, the same wheelful will not again come across you when you are going in the river direction. Then the second wheelful came, the teenage body. Again got identified, sucked into it, and the different kind of good and bad experiences. And there also we remain for some time and again thrown out of that whirlpool of the teenage body. Then comes the middle-aged body, another whirlpool. Friends, if we recognize this, that life is a continuous flow. When the water is flowing in one direction, or the water is creating a whirlpool, because of that, water doesn't suffer. The one who goes into the whirlpool, he suffers. In the same manner, life doesn't suffer. It is the one who is identified, he suffers. How simple it is. Like the other day I gave you examples, all suffering, enjoyment is only at the level of the mind. When we are no more identified with the mind, the world disappears. So the mind comes and goes, we have never come and gone anywhere. Mayi eva sakalam jatam, mayi sarvam pratishthitam, mayi sarvam layam yati, tad brahma dvayam asmyam. Everything is happening in me. Everything is remaining in me. Everything goes back in me. If I am not there, my body is not there. If I am not there, my wife is not there. If I am not there, my world is not there. If I am not there, there is nothing. Everything begins from I. But the problem is, who is this I? This we do not know. See, friends, therefore you must have observed, we don't tell you concentrate. Concentration is on others. You are listening to me with concentration, but you are aware of yourself. We have to live more and more in awareness. Living in awareness means what? All the perceptions gathered through the sense organs are no more a big issue for us. We are at peace with ourselves. And this peace is not against the sound. Therefore, as we start approaching our divine nature, to that extent, we are living at a zero reaction level. No reactions. For the ignorant person, it may look like a reaction, but from his point of view, there is no reaction. From the water's point of view, there is neither the ocean nor the wave. But from somebody in the ocean, there is a wave, there is ocean, and there is water. From water's point of view, ocean, the cause, wave, the effect don't exist. In the same manner, there was one great Mahatma. He used to go and serve another Mahatma. So this Mahatma, during his period of younger days, used to go and serve their great Mahatma. And that great Mahatma one day was abusing left and right, shouting at the people, throwing the stones around them. So this boy who was serving that Mahatma, he was doing whatever he has to do and sitting quiet. After about an hour or so, he said, Sir, I want to ask you, why do you abuse and why do you shout at the people? Why do you become so angry? He again became angry. I never become angry. Did I ever call you? No. Did I ever tell you go away? No. You come on your own, you go on your own, is it not? Yes. Does it make any difference to me? No. Exactly the same way. Anger comes and goes. Nothing happens to me. We become angry, that becomes our personality. Similarly, miseries come and go, but we become miserable because identification with that. The real spiritual practice begins with this one. Let us not get identified. Now one example I'll tell you about identification. In some places there is a barrier, and you must have seen in India, they tie that barrier in such a manner, it's a 45-degree angle. And the taxi fellows, they know every time they are going. They know what is the height of their car will go comfortably. But when we see that, we duck down. The car is going, you don't have to duck. Because of identification, it may hit me. Exactly the same way, this habit of identification is the cause of samsara. Then play the role, what we are supposed to play the role. And the role we must play sincerely, perfectly. No compromise in perfection. For example, now we are here. This is a drama of satsang going on. Now in this drama, there are two characters. One is the speaker, one is the listener. Now the speaker is doing his job perfectly well, recorded. Now the listener, is he doing his job perfectly well or not? See friends, therefore one of the simple technique is whatever we do any time, do it 100%. It's one of the most important spiritual practice. When we thus proceed, now in all this discussion, where the jiva has gone, where the soul has gone, it can go somewhere if it exists. The other day also I told you, when a girl divorces, whether she is widow or not a widow, husband has not died, only divorced. So when there is a divorce, where the husband has gone and where this wife who was suffering because of that husband, so what is the fun? The non-existing wife of suffering because of the non-existing husband. How can you help? What could be done? Only one thing. Don't take husband seriously. Don't take wife seriously. The day you take this, your life will be beautiful. When you know that your husband is very insisting, like before taking the food, I said the food is very good. In the same manner, when you know your husband is insisting, before he says something, yes, yes, say yes, and do whatever you have to do. Oh, don't argue, otherwise you get lost. Peace of mind is gone. And the important thing is, two minds can never think the same. The only thing is adjustment. Husband and wife don't stay together because of love. They stay together because of adjustment. See, when the old age is there, then both of them know it is easier to deal with the known enemy than the unknown friend. Chala lo. See? Otherwise, what is the divorce? आकाश से टपके खजूर पे लटके. Today somebody was asking me a question. Avaji, what is your opinion about divorce? I said divorce is changing the problem. You are changing one problem and jumping into another problem. See, now at least you have got somebody to fight with. Then again you start searching. So take life in the light of this wisdom. You have learned everything in Vedanta. And the net result will be the magnetic charisma of your personality will be available to the world. Like an ordinary piece of iron and a magnet. They look exactly alike. But the difference is, in case of the magnet, all the atoms are properly arranged. In case of a piece of iron, they are haphazard. Same way, Mahatmas are those in whom the atoms of proper thinking are perfectly arranged. And for a samsari, they are all disarrayed here and there. See? Without any efforts. Like the space supports everything, rejects nothing, but doesn't get influenced by anything. Similarly, the eyes see all the colors and forms, but don't get influenced by any one of them. The mind supports all the thoughts, good and bad, but the mind is neither good nor bad. Similarly, the reality that is supports the waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. But nothing is added because of the waking and the dream, and nothing is taken away from the deep sleep and the samadhi. We are not doing meditation. Only being. And this being is effortless. And this experience remains uncorrupted, like the space continues to be the space. Let there be volcanoes or hurricanes or earthquakes, makes no difference. Similarly, we don't have to do anything, my friends. Similarly, childhood has come and gone, nothing happened to us. Teenage has come and gone, nothing happens to us. Middle age has come and gone, nothing happens to us. This old age will also go, nothing will happen to us. We are ever the same. Thus, living in awareness with this clear understanding is called as the spiritual practice. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.